Okay, guys, I'm finally going to tell you what happened, the full story behind the latest Portland Ice videos. First off, what happened there was what I was hoping for. I wanted to have an experience, a different experience. I had never been in the middle of Antifa when they faced off with federal law enforcement on this level. There was no way I was going to hang around on the periphery tonight. I wanted to know what it was like being in the middle of a huge brown cloud of tear gas, pepper balls, and a flashbang bombardment. I just hoped I wouldn't get swept up if they decided to make arrests. I did not want to take a pepper ball hit to the face or hit anywhere by some kind of launched canister of tear gas. Those cause serious damage. I drove for hours just to get to Portland. When I finally got there, already there was a huge crowd of Antifa and others harassing ICE. Just maybe they'll get a reaction. Without any kind of disguise, I worked my way into the middle of the crowd as they attempted to provoke federal officers. They succeeded. When those metal gates opened in front of me, I experienced a new kind of fear. I was facing down federal officers just days after they shot and killed another protester in Minneapolis. My adrenaline began pumping as they marched forward, 10 across and 3 deep. They had lethals and an array of non-lethal armaments. Pop, pop, pop. It took me several seconds to realize they were firing pepper balls at us. Then came the CS gas, followed by flashbang grenades. At first, I didn't realize what they were. I tried filming one thinking it was a CS gas grenade that hadn't gone off. I saw sparks, then a white flash, and a disorienting bang. Using my scarf to cover my mouth and nose, I kept my camera pointed at the action all around me. 1 second, I think I'm doing fine. Great, actually. 1 moment later, I'm completely overwhelmed. I can't see, and I'm beginning to have a hard time breathing. I film until the fear is too much, and I stagger around, hoping I was headed away from the smoke. Antifa were at my side. One hooked his arm under my left arm and another under my right. They kept me from collapsing and got me to the aid station. Someone used some kind of a syringe thing to wash out my eyes. Another brought a bronchial inhaler to open up my lungs and stop the spasming brought on by the chemicals. It was an odd feeling being at the mercy of Antifa. There was no way I could have defended myself had I got recognized. I was helpless. When you can't see or breathe, you can't fight. I thought I was used to this kind of shit, used to the chemicals, but that brown cloud is completely overwhelming. It was strange to feel grateful to them, grateful to my enemies, and that's what I struggled with. When federal officers came out, I knew I was going to be gassed. My own gas mask was a 3-minute walk back to my car to retrieve it, but I didn't. On one level, I wanted to experience the fear, confusion, and the pain. As long as I got good footage, I was okay with a certain level of injury, and as long as I didn't end up in the hospital for the 3rd time because of Antifa. It was like a kid in a candy shop with unlimited funds. I could not have been happier. Following the first skirmish, I could have retrieved my gas mask, but I thought, I just need to be smarter next time. I'll retreat sooner, retreat faster, that kind of thing. So my gas mask remained in my vehicle. The second skirmish came a little before 10 a.m. This time, I'm ready. Unfortunately, this time they changed their tactics. They shot pepper balls from the roof, as well as right in front of us. When the first CS gas container landed, I was moving. I turned to avoid smoke and a flashbang, but they had lobbed gas canisters behind us and to both sides. Everywhere I turned, I ran into a fresh cloud of toxic smoke. I tried using my scarf again to cover my nose and mouth, but it was already caked in that chemical shit. I was quickly overwhelmed. This time it was worse. Without realizing it, I had staggered away from Antifa medics and their aid station. I could feel panic rising. I could barely see with my eyes, only for an instant. I was having a hard time breathing. I felt like my throat was going to close up. This weird sense of impending doom started creeping over me. I felt like, I don't know, I couldn't describe it. I just felt that doom. Suddenly I wondered, should I have stayed home? I was scared. Then Antifa came to my rescue. Someone saw me and shoved a big bottle in my hands. I began squeezing it into my eyes, nose, mouth, and my face. After a few minutes, I felt like I was going to be all right. I have to tell you guys, when the third wave happened and federal officers unleashed their arsenal, I just didn't have the heart to wade back in. I was cold, wet, tired, and my back was killing me. So I stood like a sane person and filmed outside the cloud of smoke. I wanted to go back in, even if it meant a repeat of what had already happened. But I just couldn't. I would do most anything for footage, even at the expense of my own health. But the fight, the resistance was taken out of me. I got home about 3 a.m. The moment I walked into the house, my girlfriend woke up and began coughing. I was covered in that chemical crap, but I couldn't smell a thing. Not sure why I said this. I guess I just wanted to let you guys know what I go through to bring you videos. And if I'm being honest, I do it to slake that adrenaline thirst. It's not like I'm going to get anything out of this, like my videos are going to go viral or anything like that anymore. And if you've stuck with me over these last 8+ years, I cannot thank you enough. Please reach out in the comments. God bless you, and may God bless America.